Hi, I'm Nancy Olson from Nancy Olson Water Fitness, and today I'm going to introduce you to deep water fitness. It's not just deep water aerobics, because in our water fitness classes we also work on muscle strength and flexibility in addition to cardiovascular fitness. Now, at Pine Island Aquatic Center, I usually teach my deep water class between the 5.5 feet and 6.5 feet. And something you want to remember, it's very important to keep your shoulders over your hips. And here's the beauty of deep water. You're always working your extremities along with your core. Just a few other notes. We're going to be wearing a flotation belt. And the flotation belt is required in deep water. You want to make sure it's nice and snug because your body gets smaller in the water. If it rides up, it's going to be uncomfortable and you're not going to do a very good workout. So I supply the belts, and you're going to feel very comfortable once you get in the water with that belt on. So again, you want to keep your shoulders over your hips. You can wear gloves in the water. You're going to see me with gloves, and that's optional, but it will enhance your workout. We're using water as a weight, so that's going to make the resistance a little bit more. I am also wearing water shoes. I do recommend water shoes for shallow water workouts, but in the deep it's optional. I wear my shoes. I'm used to wearing the shoes. It makes me feel more comfortable when I'm jogging in deep water than I'm actually jogging on land when I'm not. And it will give you a little more buoyancy. And you do sweat in the water, so make sure you bring a bottle of water or your water jug so that you can hydrate. So come on, let's get in the water, and I'm going to show you how you work out in deep water. Okay, we are now in the deep water, and we're going to start out with a warm-up. I'm going to do an easy jog. So it's just going to be like you're jogging on land. You're going to take those feet and push them down towards, as if you could touch the bottom, towards the bottom of the pool. And notice how my arms are just reaching out and pulling down with that water. In this video, I was talking to people on land, so I have my body turned a little bit, but that's okay. You can see the basic move. If you're playing music, I'm doing actually what we call half water tempo. It's a slow move just to warm up my muscles and get used to jogging in the water. Now I'm cross-country skiing. My arms are in opposition to my legs. And I'm working in what we call a sagittal plane. Reaching out. And as I pull down with those gloves, I'm creating more resistance. Here is the third basic move in deep water. It's called a recumbent bike. So I'm doing a breaststroke, working my arms in the transverse plane, and it's like I'm riding one of those bicycles where you see people that they look like they're sitting on the bike in a chair, and they usually have a tall flag so you don't miss them as they come down the road. So working out in that transverse plane is very important because there's so many activities of daily living where we keep our hands close together in front of our body, and we need to open up that chest. All right. So now I'm just getting ready for the main set, and you're going to see me jogging again, and this time I'm going to take it up a little bit more. I'm going to make a fist with my hands, and I'm pushing my elbows back, just like I'm running around a track. All right, so now we're going to go back to the cross-country ski, and my arms are in opposition to my legs, but now I'm changing my arms. I'm working them bilateral, symmetrical, and pulling down. So I'm working a little bit harder. This is a little bit harder move. And I'm using cupped hands, and those gloves, they are really an asset to make me use that water as if it were a weight in the gym. All right, now we're going to cross-country ski, but use a unilateral move. That means I'm just using one arm. So I have one arm on my hip and the other one is doing the ski movement forward and back. My legs are still working in the ski position. And just think of this as activities of daily living. Because a lot of times, you're picking up groceries or whatever, you're just using one arm, or a lot of times one bag is heavier than the other. So you can transfer all these movements to things that you do in everyday life. All right, we're going to go back to the recumbent bike and notice how I do have my thumbs up. You may not be able to see it with the gloves on, but that's going to open up your chest even more. And think about, again, I keep going back to the activities of daily living, but we do so many things right in front of our body, especially with everyone on their cell phones nowadays. So you need to open up that chest and let your body exercise in that area. All right, now we're going to do a wide jog in the water, and I'm doing a hook, like I'm in the boxing ring. I'm hooking, and this exercise is very effective. It's helping work your inner thighs, your outer thighs, and the arms are working. Both arms are working, but they are not working symmetrical. You do one arm and then the other. It's called a wide jog. All right, now we're going to move into a frontal plane move, and this is a jack. My arms are moving with the legs. When they go out, my legs are going out. This is a regular jack. And in deep water, it's sometimes a little annoying because you bounce a lot. You bounce up and down. So I'm going to show you a way that you can use your brain, but also make this move more comfortable. Some people call it a Jill. I like to call it a T-jack. So you see I'm making a T and then somewhat of an A. My arms are moving in opposition to my legs. And look how I've moved my hands to the front and also to the back. As you move your arms to the back, you're opening up your chest a little bit more. Great move. I love this move. All right, so that's a move in the frontal plane. Remember what I said, you want to work in all the planes. Sagittal, frontal, and transverse. All right, now I brought my legs up. I'm doing a jack with a tuck. So my arms come out. It's like a regular jack. And this one's a little bit easier to control. You don't bob as much. I want you to think about any exercise you would do in the gym. You can also do it in the water. All right, I'm coming over to the side of the pool, and I'm going to show you, if you're in a crowded pool and you want to work out and you're finding a hard time getting space, well, you can use that wall. And here's how you can cross-country ski right at the wall. All right. And now I'm going to show you another move. I call it swing your engine. Your engine is your core. And I start in a prone position and then go to a supine position. And it's almost like being in a rocking chair. As soon as you get that movement going, you're just going to rock back and forth. My feet tap, then my arms reach out. All right, now I'm going to leave my feet up on the wall, and I'm in a capital L position. My arms are doing all the work along with the core. And then you can change this move by changing your legs, by bringing them out together. So the legs are coming out somewhat in a V together. Now I'm crossing the legs like a scissors move. And now I'm doing, I call a little pool dance. It's out, out, in. And you can change the lead leg. And then another great way to move, if you really want to get a good workout, is to push yourself off the wall, drop your legs, and jog back in. Now here's what's going to happen. When you push back, a block of water comes with you. And as you turn to move forward, you're going to find the water rushing up against you because it wants to continue to move in that direction that you just came in. Another thing you can do are push-ups. Now, if that's too hard to do a push-up with your hands, you can use your forearms, and you can do 8 or 10 of those. And you'll feel yourself getting stronger if you do these on a regular basis. So now I'm going to take my gloves off and I'm going to show you how to use some equipment in the deep water. It's a little bit easier to handle equipment without the gloves on. And the first item I'm going to pick up are the hand buoys. And again, you want to think about the physical laws. If I were to just drop a hand buoy like I did there, gravity pulls it down, but in the water, buoyancy pushes it up. So we got to think about that when we're using the hand buoys in the water and how it impacts our workout. So I'm starting out with a floating push-up. And notice I push down, but on the way up, I am the one in control of bringing those hand buoys up. I'm changing that to a reverse fly. And notice my legs are still moving. You can cross your legs at the ankles and force yourself to not move your legs, but go ahead and move those legs. All right, now we're going to get ready to do a plank. Now, when I was a youngster, somebody held your feet and you did sit-ups. But today, the way people really like to work their core is with a plank. And look, I am doing a plank in deep water. Now, here are some things you want to remember. You want to keep your cervical spine in line with the rest of your spine. Your cervical spine is at your neck. So you are looking down. You can see my shoes there. They cause me to float up a little bit. But if you have a clock by your pool, you want to do 30 seconds and work your way up to a minute. Your body might shake a little bit, but that's okay. If you do a plank on land, a lot of times your body's going to shake. And we can also do a side plank. So you're pushing one hand buoy down and extending your other arm. You can also do your cross-country ski. So that's your sagittal plane move. And then we're going to move into a jack using the hand buoys. And there's your T-jack, or what some people like to call a Jill. And you can move those hand buoys in front of your body and behind your body. All right, so those are the hand buoys. And then we want to show you how to use the most popular pool toy in the world, the noodle. Okay, you can find noodles almost everywhere. I see them in the grocery store, the dollar store, just about everywhere. All right, now we're doing another move where I'm touching my shins and then bringing my arms straight out. It's like I'm an accordion, and my core is getting a really good workout. So if your shins are too hard to touch, you can touch your thighs or your knees. What's really cool about balance, it's a skill everyone can improve. And as we get older, you want to improve balance. So I challenge my students. I have them in the deep, push that noodle down. First time it's kind of funny because they usually fall off. But I am standing on the noodle, but I am not touching the bottom. So see how I'm sculling my hands. And I need to talk a little bit about sculling. Sculling is like making 2 figure eights with your hands in the water, or icing 2 cakes at the same time. And then you can take 1 foot off, and I'm pumping that leg, working my leg muscles, but also working on balance. And what's nice about this exercise, you can just slide your other leg over and then exercise that one. Okay, then I let the noodle come straight up. I have it right behind my back, and I'm going to sit in a capital L. I still want to keep my shoulders over my hips. And I'm doing what's called a V together. My legs are working in the transverse plane. I can also take that exercise and cross my legs and do scissors. There's the scissor. Working your outer thighs and inner thighs. You can cross at the ankles and do crunches. It's important that you try to bring your ribs to your pelvis in this exercise. I like to cross my feet the other way, but always remember ribs to your pelvis. All right, now we're going to take the noodle, and we can actually cool down in the deep water. So we're going to hold on to the noodle at the ends, put it in a U shape, and I'm going to bring one foot up into the noodle, and I'm going to stretch out my hamstrings, calves, and Achilles tendon. Notice I have the ball of my foot on the noodle and pressing my heel away. And this is a great exercise. We sit a lot, either at a desk or watching television, and this is an exercise that I recommend to everybody. Exercise those hamstrings. I'm going to do the other side. And make sure you hold your stretch. You should hold it generally about 15 to 20 seconds. Right. Another thing you can do is stretch out your quadriceps. Those are the muscles on the front of the leg. So I'm holding on to my ankle. If you can't reach your ankle, you can just bend your leg and you'll feel the stretch on the front of your thigh. If you get a cramp in your leg, you can always put your leg on stretch. You do that dorsiflex, pull your toes back sometimes. This exercise, another nice cool down, is called a windmill. It's like a combination of a jack and a cross-country ski. My arms are just swinging. Of course, your legs are swinging in that windmill, but your arms are also going to swing too. All right, now what about upper body? Well, again, you can work on balance. You can take that noodle, sit on it. You're going to see my legs keep moving. So they're helping me keep my balance. And I'm going to bring my thumbs up and open up my chest. All right, now I'm looking to one side, and one of the things I suggest you try is use your eyes to extend the stretch. You'll see it makes a huge difference. So if you're looking in one direction and then you say, all right, eyes, how much further can I look in that direction? You're going to take your stretch a little bit further. And you can tilt your head to one side and then to the other. Notice in all these head exercises, I do not bring my head back, and you should not do that. Either to the sides or to the forward position. Those are the safe positions. All right, I'm bringing one arm across my body and looking in the opposite direction. Open up that chest again, and then do the other side, and open up your chest, and then you drop your arms, roll your shoulders back, and then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, drop my shoulders, and bring those arms up. And that feels really good. So I hope you enjoyed the deep water workout, and stay safe, everybody.